This is Troy Black. You're watching Filibusted, and Candace Owens, in my opinion, has finally gone off the rails. I believe she's completely lost the narrative on this one. So I think up to a certain point, she was stringing people along. She had some very interesting points. She had some good perspectives. She brought up a couple things that seemed pretty fishy about the whole Charlie Kirk assassination and about the, evidence and the Fed coming along doing the investigation, the FBI, all of that. But I don't think at this point there's any way she's still following the true narrative. And I think at some point, as conservatives, we need to actually admit to ourselves the truth matters. It's something that the left has disregarded a long time ago, the truth. And I thought that the right, or at least, a portion of the right, as conservatives, that we cared about what's actually true, not just the hot thing that someone says, not just the next part of the story that's going to string us along, but what is the truth. And does that actually matter anymore? Telling the truth and being honest with ourselves first and then with others. That's my question. Please, somebody help me make sense out of this, because the latest thing that Candace Owens has done, and listen, I am trying to show her grace, and I'm trying to come as, somebody that's like, hey, I care about you, Candace. Okay. I'm not trying to throw you out, and say that it's like, but I think some accountability has to happen here, some serious accountability, some serious time off, some serious restoration. Something needs to happen because she's just come out of a, quote unquote, 10-day sabbatical and kind of broke that, with this video. And now she's brought President Trump in to her theory about, this big web of conspiracies involving Charlie's assassination. And here's the weird thing about it is that her evidence in this video, I'm like, okay, if you have the evidence, bring the evidence. If you don't have it, it does not help to make a video like this. It just hurts. You're just continuing to tear people apart and to hurt Charlie Kirk's legacy. That's what's happening here. She claims to be Charlie Kirk's best friend. She claims to be Charlie, the one that's on Charlie's side. And yet all the things that Charlie Kirk stood for and all the things he worked his life to build and to grow, like his family and his organization. And I mean, he even, whether you like Trump or not at this point, he was one of Donald Trump's biggest supporters during his last campaign. So all the things that Charlie Kirk worked to help build and grow, Candace Owens is now attacking left and right. So that should paint a picture in our minds of whose side is she really on? Like, is she really Charlie Kirk's friend? And if she was, would she be attacking everything that he loved and that he worked to grow? Like that, please somebody make it make sense. So what she says is her evidence so far about Trump being essentially in on this big plot is that they named a street after Charlie and gave him a holiday to remember his legacy by. Like, and this is what she says. So in this video, she says he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics. Talking about Charlie Kirk, and they were just like, nope, that's it. So here's a holiday. What is with them giving them a holiday after they kill them? This is what she's saying. She's not just asking a question. She's claiming that Trump and the whole administration, everybody is in on this. And she's even implied all the way down to the members of TPUSA and Charlie Kirk's own wife, Erica Kirk. Like at some point we need to wake up and face reality and say, hey, does this sound real? And has she brought any of the evidence? I'm going to give you a list of things that she said in a minute that we've actually seen were not true. Okay. And I'm going to give you a short list. There's a much longer list. And then she says, as soon as they give you a holiday, they definitely killed you. There's no question they killed you. Anyways, see you guys next week. So here's something else she said. She said that nothing in Charlie Kirk's life was real. What does that sound like to you? To me, it sounds like somebody who is facing some sort of, and I don't want to say that she is, but it's like the clues may point this direction. Somebody who nothing in their own life is real, like they are dealing with some issues, right? Like it's like the whole, it's like the Truman Show, but in real life, when somebody thinks that that's what's going on, right? And that's what she's trying to put on Charlie and his life. And then she also went on to claim that it's demonic to try to honor him through donating to Turning Point USA. And yet Turning Point USA is one of the biggest organizations and it's gotten the gospel message and conservative values to more people in the United States and around the world than any other organization that I know of. And she's saying, don't donate to them because that's demonic. And my question would be, why is that demonic? And how is the opposite not true, right? I mean, she's also implying that Erica Kirk is evil and conspired with the Trump administration, like to kill Charlie Kirk. Like this, to me, is just, it's way too far. And I think at this point, anybody that's following her wants what she's selling more than they want the truth. And I don't think she's too far gone. I think she can be redeemed. But she has to have a wake-up call at this point. If she does not, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. Here's a video from What Do You Mean? The Candace situation gets much worse. One of the things he says at the start of this video is he says, given how confident and determined she was, it seems like she must have had some really strong evidence. And I would say that's true. She is so confident. She's so determined. She never misses a step. She never misses a beat, except if you watch really closely, every once in a while, you can see that she's gulping. She's swallowing behind what she's saying very confidently. And I think it's because there is a little bit of doubt in the back of her mind. That's my thought. But if you watch her closely, but she is so good at getting on the camera and saying things. And this is true. I don't know, but I know, right? I don't know that I know, but I know, and then she says it again and again and again. And finally, other people think that she knows when she really doesn't. She only is guessing. She's only guessing a lot of the time. Now, when there are times that she has real evidence, and I would say we need to listen to that, right? But if you watch the progression over the last month and a half, the evidence has gone from very clear to not so clear to not so clear. It's like it keeps getting less and less, and winding up finally with this video here, where she just makes a big, bold claim, and she hasn't brought any of the evidence. The evidence is, well, they named a street after him, so that means they killed him. And that's not how evidence works, right? So in this video, he goes through several things. Y'all go watch the whole video if you want, but I'm gonna read a couple of things. 2 days after the assassination, she said Netanyahu misrepresented the contents of his letter from Charlie Kirk, and she called for the whole letter to be published. She's like, just publish the whole letter. You won't do it, is what she insinuated. A couple days later, Turning Point USA released the entire letter, and it actually showed that what Netanyahu had said was true and that he was actually quoting straight from the letter. So was Candace right or wrong about that? In my opinion, she was wrong, okay? A few days after that, she said Bill Ackman staged an intervention to confront Charlie Kirk because he must have been mad at Israel, and he must have been upset about that, and that there was going to be, blackmail happening there. He was going to put a lot of pressure on him there. And she insinuated that was happening. And then what do we see? Well, Ackman actually released the chat messages between him and Charlie that took place directly after that meeting. And there was it was a cordial interaction. There was no signs of blackmail. There's no signs of an argument even taking place. It was a good interaction. Hey, let's meet up again. Let's talk again, type of language. Okay. So it seems like she might've been wrong about that as well. Over the next week, Candace, starts going after the whole Tyler Robinson issue, the suspect in custody, and saying a lot of different things about it. She made so many different claims, and I think a lot of them have been proven false. But one of the ones focused on this video is the whole text message claim, where she says that they were strange, they were faked. And I will admit, they seem very strange when you read through them. And I think that she raises a good point. A lot of people raise that point. But she bases a lot of her conclusions off of the fact that Tyler Robinson would never use a word like the word vehicle, right? Well, he would never say the word vehicle. He doesn't talk like that. He didn't talk like that. She even plays a part of a video where Tyler Robinson is stopped at a traffic light by a police officer and says, see, he refers to his vehicle as a car. He doesn't say vehicle. But she purposefully only played, later people showed the whole video, and she only played the part of the video where he says car, and she purposefully left out the part where Tyler Robinson says the word vehicle. And then Candace Owens responds to that when people clash back at that. She goes, nobody uses the word vehicle. And then people have shown that she actually herself uses the word vehicle over and over and over again on her own podcast. It's a word that's still in our language. People still use the word vehicle, whether you're 21, 22, or whatever age. A lot of times it still gets dropped. It's just over and over and over again, we see Candace Owens making these very, very strong, bold claims that end up not being true. And she either glosses over it or she pivots. And in some cases, she's admitted that it's wrong, but she hasn't admitted that she was wrong. She just said, now this is the way it is. It's like, well, you didn't admit that you were wrong before that. Here's what we're dealing with. Now she says, in this video, she says, based on her claims that Trump is now in on it, she says, I've completely lost faith in Trump. Here's the truth of the matter. If you've been listening to Candace Owens for very long, you'll know that she lost faith in Trump a long time ago. Okay. That's already happened. And in reality, we shouldn't put our faith in somebody like Donald Trump, and we shouldn't put our faith in someone like Candace Owens. That's just, our faith should be in Jesus Christ. Our faith should be in God. I believe that that's where Charlie Kirk put his faith, was in God. And I don't know where Candace Owens is going to go next. I think there's only one place left to go. I'm going to say that. Like, I think there's only one more person that she could add to that list that she's accusing. Okay. You can figure that out for yourself. But our faith has to be in God, because people are going to let us down. And I honestly believe Candace Owens has let us down big time. And I don't think she cares. So that's it. That's the video for today. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. And here's if you still love Candace Owens and you think she can't be wrong, here's my last thought. Please, 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 I'm begging you, go watch the videos that show the actual evidence. There's one right here that I just mentioned. The Candace Owens situation gets much worse. Go watch the videos that shows how she has been wrong over and over and over. They're bringing clear evidence on the other side. She has wandered away from the desire to bring clear evidence, and she's just gone into one theory after another, after another, after another. This is very messy. I'm going to drop a video tomorrow all about Brett Cooper and Matt Walsh's response to this whole situation and all that, and show how, I think unfortunately Candace Owens is getting the views, and a lot of people are scared, even on the right and other influencers. They are so scared to say anything negative about her because she has a huge following, and they, it's like, it's easy to want to get in on that. Like, oh, she's popular, I don't want to offend her viewers. But why don't we love her viewers? Why don't we love the people that are actually watching this and listening and say, hey, the truth matters. It matters if you're walking in the truth. It matters if you're listening to somebody who's telling the truth or not. Listen, I'm making this video today because I care about you, whether you like Candace or not. And I care about Candace Owens. I want to see her succeed. I want to see her best life be lived. That's what I want to see. But I know that this is not it. There's something better that God has planned for her. There's a better reason, a purpose for her and for the platform she has and all of that than what's happening right now. So I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.